Hi there, welcome to this tutorial where we're going to look at an introduction to Scratch. So as Scratch talks about itself here, it's the world's largest free coding community for kids. So what we can do with Scratch is that we can create games or animations, or we can show things that we want to make using code. So this is just going to be a little bit of an introduction today, how Scratch looks, how we can use it, and just some of the things that we can start to do with it. So when you first come to Scratch, scratch.mit.edu, you'll see this space here. Now this will work on a computer or a laptop or an iPad as well. So lots of different ways that we can use it. Now on the main page here, there is a space to sign into an account. We're not going to do that right now. We're just going to click Create at the top, just to have a little bit of a play around with it today. So I'm going to click on Create, and what we can see then is that the Scratch interface pops up. Now we'll get this little tutorial window. I'm going to close that because we don't need that one for today. So click on Close just here. Okay, so let's look at how Scratch is broken up into some different areas here. So the first space here is where your program is going to run. So you will see everything you create will happen in this space just here. We can click to make that full screen, and we can take that off there as well, so we can watch our program back in this space up here. Down here are all of our different sprites. So a sprite is any object that we put into our program. So that could be our characters or some different objects that we might want to have also in the scene as well. At the moment you can see I've just got one sprite here, which is this cat. The space here in the middle is where we put the code for those sprites. So we can see at the moment the little cat here tells me that this is the code for that sprite, for the cat. And then down this side are all of the different blocks of code, so the instructions that we can give to our sprite. And we can drag and drop these into the middle to make things happen. Now, where we're going to begin with this is to actually just make this one sprite. So I'm not going to add another sprite yet, we'll deal with that later. I'm just going to make this sprite do some different things for me. So along this side here you can see we've got things to do with moving and how it looks and sounds and stuff like that. But before we can do any of this, we have to start with an event. So if I click on events here, there's different ways that we could actually start this sprite from doing things. So it could be when we click on the flag, which is up here. It could be when we press a key on our keyboard. It could be when we click on the sprite. But we're going to start today with the flag. So, okay. So what we're going to say is when we click the flag, everything that we clip on underneath here is going to happen. At the moment there isn't anything there, so if I click the flag, it's going to do nothing at all. So let's make it do something. So let's go over to motion here. We'll start with the most basic one here, which says move 10 steps. So if I click on the flag now, you'll see the cat will move 10 steps, which is not very far. We could change that number to a bigger number. So if I wanted to change it to 50, I could do that. And now it's going to move a little further. I could move my sprite by clicking on him and dragging him. And I can click the flag and he's going to move 50 steps every time. Okay, so change it back to 10 for now. So we can do that. I'm just going to move that one away. So if these are not joined together, then it won't do anything again. They've got to be clicked together. So let's have a look at another one here. So let's say we turn. Now this talks about degrees, which is angles. We don't have to understand what those angles mean, but if we click the flag we can see what 15 degrees is by clicking on it, and we can see that he turns around when we click the flag. Okay. If we find our sprite is a funny direction and we want it to turn back, you see here where it says direction. If we just change this back to 0 at the top here, then not 0, sorry, 90, then he's going to be in the normal position. We could type 90 in the box as well. It's going to put him back just there. So we can turn. We've got other things here, so we could have him point towards the mouse pointer. Now, this will be slightly different depending if you're on a computer or an iPad. So on a computer, he's going to turn towards the mouse pointer, which is here, whenever we click the flag. That would be where your finger is on an iPad, where you tap the screen. We could say go to the mouse pointer. So now it's going to move up there, but it's only doing it once. So we'll deal with that in a moment, how we can get it to move all the time. So let me just set him back to 90 again. Okay, so we put him back just there. So, okay, so we can make it move once when we click the flag, but if we want it to move all the time, then we can go to Control here and use forever. Okay, and now if we put in move 10 steps in here, it's going to forever move 10 steps. It's going to keep doing it. So let's click the flag. You can now see that he keeps on moving all the way to the edge, and then he stops. So I'm going to click the stop there. I'm going to drag him back from his tail just here. We could do the same for turning. Okay, so he's going to forever keep turning. So he moves 15, then he turns, 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 and he keeps turning around like this. Okay, so we could do that. We could do that on the go to mouse pointer now, do it forever. So now look, he's stuck to my mouse pointer, which if you're on an iPad, he's going to be stuck to your finger when you move it around. So we can do that. Click stop. We could do the point towards mouse pointer. And now look, forever, he's always going to be pointing to wherever my mouse is or wherever your finger is when you tap the screen on an iPad. Okay. Oops, let me set that back to 90. Okay, so we could, if you ever want to get rid of any of these, you just drag them back over here and drop them. So let's say this time we have him move and turn. Okay, so let's press the flag now and see what he does. It's going to move a little bit like that. I'm going to change it so he moves a few more steps, make it 20. Okay, so he's going around like that now. Now, if I don't want him to be able to go out of the edge of the screen, if we go to move here, then we've got one here that says if on edge bounce. So if we drop that in now, whenever he hits the side of the screen, he's going to bounce off. So let's have a look now. Okay, so now he's going to keep moving like this. He's still spinning in circles a little bit. So let me change the turn to something a little smaller. Okay, that works. Okay, so we can do lots of things with moving here. Let's set him back to 90 again. Let me just take these out of here for now. And let's have a look at something that's not movement, not motion. Let's go to looks here. So a few different options here. I'm going to take away this forever for now. Now, the first things on the looks here are to do with speech or speech bubbles. So if I take this one that says say hello for 2 seconds, we click the flag, he's going to say hello, 2 seconds, and then that disappears. Okay, and we could change that. I am a cat. Okay, we could change that to something else, and that's then going to come up. There's a difference here with think as well. So we had a speech bubble before, now we get a little thought bubble that comes out of his head when we click the flag. Okay, so that works as well. We've got a few more in here. So costumes, if you look at the top here. So costumes are, they're not what the cat's wearing, they're how it looks. So you can see here he's got 2 costumes, this sprite. Okay, and they look like they're walking a little. So if we say next costume, let's put that inside of forever as well. So forever changed to the next costume. So now if we click the flag, it's going to do this running here. Now that might be a little fast. So what we might want to do is to wait. So if we go to control here, and we've got wait. If we put that inside as well, what it's going to do is it's going to change to the next costume, wait for 1 second, and then do it again. Change to the next costume and then wait for 1 second. So now we've got this. Okay, and we can change that wait. We can have it as less than 1 second if we want. So how we do that is we put in a number that's less than 1. So that might be 0.5. That's half a second. Now he does it a little faster. Okay, so that's what next costume will do. Under the looks here, we've also got things like change size by 10. So what this is going to do, when we click the flag, every half a second it's going to change the size of this character. So this is what it's going to do. Okay, it's going to get bigger and bigger and bigger. Now, if our cat's got too big now, then we might want to change the size back here to 100 because that's where it started. Okay, and it comes back just like that. Okay, so change the size. We could change the color. Let's try this now. Okay, so now you can see we've got a changing color cat. Okay, and we could, if we wanted to, mix a few of these different things together. So we could have all of these. So move, so it's going to change color, move 20 steps, turn. If it's on the edge, it's going to bounce. So now we've got a bouncy, changey color cat that's going to move all around the screen. Okay, by mixing a few of these different things together. And you can have an experiment with lots of these different things and see what happens if we put in a say hello. This is going to stop us for 2 seconds each time, so this will be a lot slower now if you watch it. Hello. Then he moves a bit. Hello. Then he moves a bit. So it's going to go quite slowly now because it has to wait for 2 seconds every time. We could make that smaller, 1 second now. It's going to go a little bit quicker, but it's still quite slow when it moves there. So you might not want that one in there because it's going to be quite slow on there. So what we're going to do to start off is we're going to have a little bit of a play. So let me just remove all of these for now. So what I would like you to do is to go over to Scratch, click Create at the top, and the first thing we're going to do, we're going to close this little box. First thing we're going to do is we're going to add an event that says when the flag is clicked, and then we're going to have a play with some of the motion things, some of the looks, and also actually you could have a look at some of the sounds if you wanted. So we could actually add this one. So when we click the flag, I'm going to make a noise. Okay, I'm not sure you'll hear that on your screen, but it's making a meow sound when I press the flag there. So first job, we're just going to take 10 minutes to have a little play and see what you can do with that to make the cat move around and change the way it looks and to add some sounds to it. Okay, so what we're going to now have a go at is trying to get a couple of different sprites on here and see if we can get them to do some things together. So if your screen is looking a bit of a mess from before, if you've got lots of things still out there, you might want to click on the Scratch logo at the top and leave, and then click Create to start a new project again. Okay, so we've got our cat over here. Now we said before that we can have many different sprites here. So over this side here, we've got one that says Choose Sprite. So I'm just going to choose a sprite from the list. You can also paint your own or upload your own pictures into here, but we'll just go with paint for now. Not paint, sorry. We'll just go with choose a sprite. Let me come back and do that again. Sorry, we're going to do this one here, choose a sprite. So we're going to click on this now. We've got lots of different sprites here that we can use. So we've got the cat obviously already. I'm going to add the crab and put the crab in here as well. Okay, So we've got our two sprites just here. Now, what I want to do this time is I'm going to get these two to try and talk to each other. So we're going to start off with an event that says when the flag is clicked. Now, if you look, I'm actually on the cat at the moment. I can see the cat here. So this is all code for the cat. These are instructions that are going to go on the cat. So we're going to say when the flag is clicked, the cat is going to move 30 steps, and then he's going to say, "Hello, Mr. Crab," for 4 seconds. Okay, so let's just test it. Okay, so that's then going to happen, and then after 4 seconds that's going to disappear. So that works as a start. What I then want it to do though is I then want the crab to do something. So how we can do this then is that we can send a message from one character to the other. So what we've got here under events, we've got one that says broadcast message 1. So after the crab has finished saying hello, he's going to broadcast message 1. Now, what these messages are, they're not a message you can see. There's an instruction it's telling it. So it's like a little cue. It says, okay, now I'm going to tell you this message, and I want you to be listening for this message, and when you see it, you're going to do something. Okay, so this is the cat's code. Now, I want to go to the crab next over here, and if you look, the crab's code is all empty. So the cat has these, the crab is empty. And the crab, we're going to say, well, when I receive message 1, so when I hear that, so it sends the message from the cat here, but the crab, when I receive that message, I am going to move. Actually, we won't move. We'll just say, "Hi there, cat." And then he's going to turn. Let's make him turn a lot. Let's turn 360. That's all the way around in a circle. Okay, so my code says when the flag is clicked, the cat's going to move. He's then going to say, "Hello, Mr. Crab," for 4 seconds. Then he's going to send this message, number 1. And the crab, when he receives that message, number 1, he's going to say, "Hi there, cat," for 2 seconds, and then he's going to turn in a circle. So let's have a go at this, see what happens. "Hello, Mr. Crab," for 4 seconds. "Hi there, cat." He didn't turn. That's not the sort of turning I wanted, is it? He has turned, but he's turned all the way back to where he started, so I've got a bit of a problem there. So what we're going to do instead, let's go to control and say forever, he's going to turn just 10. Let's try that. So let's press the flag again. "Hello, Mr. Crab." 4 second wait. Send message 1. "Hi there, cat." There we go. And now he spins around. I do keep doing that forever, because we've said keep doing it forever. Okay, so let me stop that. Let's put the crab back to 90 again. So put the crab back just there. Now, we could, if we wanted to, send a message back to the cat telling it to do something now. So we could go to event, broadcast, not message 1 this time, message, new message, we'll call it message 2. Okay, so what he does, he listens for message 1, then he says, "Hi there," then he sends message 2. So we need to go back to the cat, and we say, well, when I receive message 2, what I'm going to do is I'm going to, let's forever looks, we're going to change the color. Okay, so now what we should have, cat's going to move forward, he's going to say hello, 4 seconds, he's going to send message 1. When the crab receives message 1, he's going to say, "Hi there, cat." Then he's going to send message 2 before spinning around. And the cat, when he gets message 2, he's going to change colour forever. Okay, so let's see what happens. Hello, Mr. Crab. Hi there, cat. And there we go. So what we can start to create here is a really simple animation between our two characters. And we could build this out and make a whole conversation. We could have them start to do lots of other things around the screen. We could have a background to this if we wanted it to be an animation. You see here we've got stage and backdrops. If we choose a background, then we've got lots of places this could be happening. So let's say this is happening in the desert. Okay, so now we've got our stage with a different backdrop. So now we can run our little program in the desert between a crab and a cat, as you would always find them in a desert. Okay, that works great. Okay, let me set the crab back to 90 again, put him back there. Now, if we wanted to, we could actually record some voices to go on to this as well. So up at the top here, we've got one that says sounds. Now this is getting a little more complicated. If we click on sounds, we can see I've got one sound here, it's pop. Okay, now that works, but maybe I want to add a new sound. So I'm going to look at this, we've got choose sound here. We can choose sounds here, or we can record our own. So I'm going to click record. I'm going to allow it to use my microphone, and this time I'm going to record some of these voices. So this one I'm going to do as the first one, which is what the cat says. Hello, Mr. Crab. Click stop. Now this is my voice just here, and we can see there was a little bit of silence at the start before I started speaking, so I can move this to here. And say, okay, I don't want all of that bit, so we click save, and it's just going to save this bit. And I will call this one Hello, Mr. Crab, so I know which one it is. Oops, can't spell. Hello, Mr. Crab. Okay. I'm going to record another one now. Record. I'm going to record what the crab says. Hi there, cat. And again, I've got a bit of a space at the front I don't need. Get rid of that bit. That's the bit I want. Click save. I'm going to change the name to Hi There Cat, so I know which one it is. Okay, so now I've recorded these. Hello, Mr. Crab. Hi there, cat. So now I can come back from sounds and go back to my code at the top here. And let's go to the cat's code. And you see where he says, Hello, Mr. Crab. I'm going to go to sounds, and I'm going to play the sound. Now at the moment it says meow, but I'm going to change that to, oh, I've made a mistake there. You see what I've done is I've recorded all the sounds on the crab. I haven't recorded them on the cat. So the cat only has the meow, the crab has all of the sounds on it. So that's not going to work. I've got the wrong ones here. So what we can do, if we've recorded it on the wrong one, so Hello Mr. Crab, I want that to belong to the cat. So I'm going to drag it, drop it on the cat. Okay, so now let's try again. Let's go to the cat, sounds. Now we've got, under our sounds, Hello Mr. Crab. Now if we go to the crab, Hi there, cat. We have that as a sound here, Hi there, cat. So if we play this program through now, Hello Mr. Crab. Hi there, cat. And off they go. So what we're going to have a go with now is to try and make a really simple little animation like this. So we're going to try and use some of these broadcast message and when I receive message to see if we can get one thing to happen and then another thing to happen. Okay, and then maybe even then another thing to happen if we get that far. Have a play with the backgrounds, try and add a new sprite into your scene and see if you can create a really simple little animation. So this was just a really basic look at using Scratch. So in the next lessons we'll start to look at building things that are a little more advanced than this, but have a look back through these videos and you can go through and have a play for yourself and try things again and see if you can create something that's interesting from it.